This is another addition to the tutorial on running a remote help. So after we configured WebFOCUS on one of the servers to run remote help, so if you correctly remember, I configured this WebFOCUS system here to run a local help. So I don't want to store all those help files on any of my WebFOCUS servers. So I could also, instead of running it within WebFOCUS, I could also in here configure my system to use the same Tomcat. So in the first session, we configured those settings here not to use a help proxy host because we put the help on the same system, then we put the WebFOCUS system on. So WebFOCUS system and WebFOCUS help were running on the same machine. So we disabled proxy and just configured that help path here to point to my local help on the same Tomcat that I'm using for WebFOCUS itself. You could also put the help on any other web server. So let's say we have a Tomcat or an internet information server running somewhere that we want to put our help on. In that case, we copy all the files onto that web server, and then we configure the help here for this specific machine. So we're going to enter the address of that machine that hosts the help. We're going to use the context folder according to where we put the help on that machine. So depending on if that server is running SSL, so if that remote server that we have help on is running SSL, we have to enable that secure proxy thing here. If it's just a plain HTTP machine, we're going to disable that that checkbox here. Again, we're going to save it. So again, we got those settings. Keep in mind if you did, so let's remember the address. If you did so, save it. Make sure you clear your cache. Clear your browser cache. In addition, we're going to go to our services. We're going to stop Tomcat. We're going to go to the Tomcat folder. So it's IBI. It's going to be our Tomcat folder in my case here. I'm going to remove everything from here. I'm going to start my WebFOCUS. So now it's going to take a little while. Little add-on while we're waiting for Tomcat to start. You're going to find the config file in here. And in WebFOCUS config, you're going to find those help settings. So everything you need for help is stored in here. So it's the help proxy, so the URL, the path. So we got everything in here. So let's see if Tomcat is already up and running again. We know it's going to take a little while to spin up my Tomcat after we cleared the work directory. So we have to be a little patient here. So it's up and running. So let's log on. So spinning up. And there we go. It seems to be on 127.0.0.1, pulling information from here, but it's pulling data via our proxy server. So that's the way to configure your proxy. So instead of the typical machine for the address, we're going to use our web server that we already put the files on. We're going to change the help proxy content as needed. Depending on if that machine here is SSL enabled or not, we're going to enable or disable the help proxy secure. And that's all we have to do.